Jewish Community Relations Council student-to-student program. So basically we go to schools and talk about what it's like to be a Jewish teenager. So my name is Sammy. I go to Whitfield School. I'm a senior, and I'm part of the Reform branch of Judaism, which means that it's probably the most loosely adapting what the Torah says to fit my own life. So it's definitely not as strict as conservative or Orthodox, but it's using some of the ideas that are obviously pretty central to the religion and adapting them to my own life.
I'm Daniel. I'm from Ladue High School. I'm a senior there, and I'm from the conservative branch, which is conserving most of the traditions, but adapting them also to our daily life.
I'm Zoe. I go to Parkway Central. I'm a senior. And I'm also from the Reform branch of Judaism, so I kind of follow the same traditions that Sammy and her family follow. Okay, so
start off, if you guys ever have any questions at all, like anything, just ask. It makes it a lot better and a lot easier.
Yeah, okay, so to go fast, so I'm talking about the Jewish life cycle. And so when a Jewish baby is born, we view that as a really important part of our religion. We love births, we love, having new people into our family and stuff. And when the babies are born, there's a bris for the boys and there's a circumcision, and then for the girls there's a naming ceremony. And those take place on the 8th day that the baby's been born, and that's because of relating to Abraham's covenant with God in Genesis. And that's just a really important ceremony that you have with family, and a lot of times there's a meal after. You just kind of hang out with your family. It's just an exciting time in the parent and baby's life. The next biggest milestone is the bat mitzvah. Bar mitzvah for boys, bat mitzvah for girls. And that takes place when the person is either 12 or 13, almost 13. Girls can be 12 and a half. I had mine about a week and a half before I turned 13. But most people are 13. And that's a ceremony where you train and you start learning Hebrew in 3rd grade, and then the ceremony's in 7th grade. And you start learning Hebrew, and you go to Hebrew school, and you go around to different, I went and talked with my rabbi, with my cantor, and learned different parts. I learned a Torah portion that I was going to be leading the synagogue, and I led an entire service on Saturday morning. And at 13, that's pretty nerve-wracking, considering you're only 13, you're young, and you're still growing up and stuff. And then later that day you have a party at night with friends and family, but it's mainly just kind of becoming an adult in the eyes of Judaism. So that was really fun. Yeah.
Sometimes in movies or TV shows, they kind of depict bar mitzvahs or bat mitzvahs as really super big, and I don't know. It just seems overjoyous, everybody's happy, and then you have the nervous kid doing the thing. Is it kind of like that, or is it not?
Yeah, it kind of is. I just remember waking up, because I'm the oldest. I have 2 younger sisters, so they hadn't had their bat mitzvahs yet, and it's just I'm my parents' baby, and they're so excited because I'm the first one to have a bat mitzvah. I woke up and I was really, really nervous. But if you go in and you talk with the rabbi before you go out in front of the crowd and stuff, and they calm you down and stuff, I think it's easier. But yeah, and there's a big party later, but for some people they don't do that. But it's mainly just about the ceremony and stuff. It was cool.
Some kids don't have any parties, some just have a meal with their family.
Yeah.
And then some bar mitzvahs are longer or shorter depending on which branch you're from.
Yeah. So Sammy and mine was about an hour and a half, comprised of some Hebrew reading from the Torah, and then some English too. Daniel's was probably a little
Mine
bit
was
more.
3 hours, a lot more Hebrew.
And then Matt, who hopefully is coming, he's Orthodox. His was probably all in Hebrew, not English. A lot more challenging, I would imagine.
Can any of you remember anything from your bar mitzvah to chant over? Maybe Matt can tell me.
Yeah, he probably will. So when you have a bat mitzvah, you wear, for guys, they wear a yarmulke on their head. Put that on.
And Orthodox men often wear them all the time. And why do you wear them?
because like God is over you, and so there's like kind of like a little barrier between.
Or just remind that God's everywhere.
God's everywhere.
And like a lot of times, this is kind of like a side note, your bar mitzvah might have a theme. Like mine was Dr. Seuss. So all of my yarmulkes were like bright colors, but my brother's was hockey, so he got yarmulkes made for his. So it's kind of fun.
So when you're up there reading from the Torah, you